Hey Joyce, I am so excited you're on this one.
I'm very excited. I mean, I don't know if you see how much I love you guys, but I'm a hardcore Clearstem user, like hardcore.
Hardcore, love it.
Yeah,
Well,
no,
thanks everyone for being here. I think everyone who's made the time to join this is a fan in some way, and we're gonna do everything we can to make you guys super fans because the love is real. All right. Shay, did you want to kind of moderate this one, or what we want the flow to be?
Yes, if you just want to go through your Meet the Founder slides, talk about, ClearStem, why you started, and then Joyce will get into her story with ClearStem too.
Fantastic. And I know Kayleigh's getting some treatments right now. Is she on? I can't really see everybody.
I don't think she'll be joining us tonight.
That's what
So,
I thought. Okay. She sends her love though.
yeah.
All right. Well, hello everybody. I hope you all have had an amazing day and that your week is going beautifully so far. I'll kick it off high level for the brand origin story and a little bit about my background. So I am Danielle Gronich, aka the Acne Guru. I have been dealing with acne my entire life, it feels like. It just like runs through and through, and it's just such a big part of my DNA and who I am. And it really started for me, my journey with acne. It started a little bit in high school, but really when I went off to college is when it just became a perfect storm. Started wearing makeup for the first time, got on birth control. It was the wrong birth control for acne. Started, eating crappy dorm food, all the things, right? So my skin erupted when I was about 17, 18, and off to college. And that started this cycle. So what happened was I was actually studying biology, genetics, and immunology. I come from a family of scientists and I love the human body and how fascinating our systems are. So I was a very eager pre-med student, also dealing with horrific acne. So I would go to my doctor's appointments, derm appointments, both at school and back at home. And I was constantly met with prescription after prescription after prescription. I would show up with a list of questions, basic questions like, what should I be eating? What should I not be eating? How does alcohol affect my acne? Stuff like that. And I was just met with like, there's no white paper on that, and there's no studies on that, and here's more prescriptions. So, I was on antibiotics, and then stronger antibiotics, spironolactone, and then a higher dose of spironolactone. Did all the retin-A, the tretinoin, did the esthetician route, did peels, did the laser route, did all the light therapy, and nothing worked. So after a few years of that cycle, I decided I didn't want to go into medicine because I was like, this is so sad. People can't get any answers and it's just prescription. So it really did change the trajectory of my world. So I'm out of college. It's my whole 20s. I'm in the professional world. I'm doing consulting, stuff like that. Still dealing with aggressive acne, like cystic acne, face, neck, chest, back of thighs, like the really, really horrible kind to live with, right? So I'm dealing with all that. I did Accutane twice. I did Accutane a third time when I was 29 and got all the bad side effects like joint pain. My eyes were becoming like permanently dry. They were worried about my vision, like all the side effects, right? So I pushed through. I finished my third round of Accutane and my acne comes right back like 2 months later. So I was like, screw this, I'm gonna have to figure it out myself. So I started looking for where I could learn about skin. Like, can you take classes? Like, how does one learn about the skin? And you couldn't really learn anything unless you were an esthetician or enrolled in esthetician school, beauty school. So I was like, all right, if that's what it takes. So I enrolled in beauty school at night, fully intending to just learn what I needed to learn to solve my skin and then bounce. It never occurred to me to become an esthetician. But while I was in school, I was like, oh my God, it all came full circle. Talking about the skin and the different layers and just the biology of the skin brought me right back to my love of biology. And I was hooked. I was like, all right, this is exactly what I'm meant to be doing. So I left the corporate world. I learned under a lot of the top estheticians in San Diego, like some veteran estheticians, worked at a few med spas so I could learn about the more advanced treatments and injectables and microneedling and all that good stuff. after about a year and a half of sponging up everything, I started San Diego Acne Clinic, and that was almost 11 years ago at this point. And that is where I met Kayleigh. She was a patient of mine. We cleared her skin. And she is the perfect example of like the every girl, like was doing, everything clean, non-toxic, eating super healthy, making all her own food, and yet her acne was super aggressive. This is her before picture, and you can see how inflamed and like deeply infected it was. So I basically put Kayleigh on what is now our clear skin routine, and we cut out the dietary triggers like eggs, dairy, and then we even like down to her hair conditioner, we swapped that out as well because it was getting on her pillowcase and making her right side worse. So basically, we went through our whole checklist. What you now know as Clearstem, we did for Kayleigh's skin, and then I did a few treatments on her, and the progress picture you're seeing here was within just 2 months. And all of her scarring went away because of our Cell Renew serum. That's our blue serum. So that's where, this is right around the time I was formulating products. I wanted to make a scar reversing serum for my darker skinned clients. And it was right around the time when I was healing Kayleigh's scars. And yeah, we had a winner. So our Cell Renew serum is why she doesn't have any scars.
Oh, it's my
Joyce,
turn.
go for it.
Okay, I actually I have a similar story to you. I went on Accutane 3 times as well. So I would say I started getting acne, like noticeable, like not just like the tween pimple here and there. I got like bad acne. Um, Probably in high school. I went on Accutane for the first time in high school. And what you're seeing in that before and after picture, that before picture is after my third round of Accutane. Okay, so that's after the most aggressive acne medicine. I don't have pictures of the worst of it. I probably like erased them from my memory as well as
Same. I don't have any either. I never took pictures of myself. Like I avoided the
I was
camera.
so insecure. I never took pictures of my skin. I like didn't want anybody to see because I was still in it. Like now looking back, I'm like, oh, I wish I had pictures so that I could show people what it used to look like. But that's because I'm like on the other side. But I started getting acne in high school. I went on Accutane for the first time in high school. At that time, I had tried, like, I don't remember the exact names of every topical that they put me on, but I tried them all. Finally, I went on Accutane, the classic. My skin got like aggressively dry. I had the side effects. I went off at like I finished the whole run. It was about like 7 months and my skin was clear. And I was like, great, I'm fixed for life. Fast forward, I would say 4 years. That was when I was a senior in high school. So about 4 years later, my acne came back. I started dating my now husband. We got engaged, and I was like, I am not going to walk down the aisle with acne. Like, I refused. I was like, I do not want to be worrying about my skin on my wedding day and on my honeymoon. I want to feel my most beautiful. So I looked at my mom and I was like, I got to go on Accutane again. She took me back to the dermatologist. I went back on Accutane for a second time. Again, it had like the similar effects. It cleared my skin for a bit. And then I got pregnant, like only a few months after my wedding. So my acne came back in full force. And that's when I realized it was probably my hormones triggering the acne. It was so bad, but I had 3 back-to-back pregnancies. So like and then I was like breastfeeding in between. There was no Accutane to be seen at that point. After my last pregnancy, I tried all of the topicals. I tried tretinoin. I tried adapalene. I literally tried everything. And then they put me on spironolactone. Didn't work. Raised my spironolactone. Didn't work. Raised it again. Still didn't work. So I was like, okay, I'm going to go back on Accutane for the 3rd time. I'm done having kids. I'm going to go back on Accutane. I went back on Accutane. And this picture that you're seeing is maybe a month after finishing 6 months of Accutane, which is supposed to be the strongest, like, miracle acne drug. I remember I just felt so horrible. I was like, this is something that I've been insecure about my entire life. And because of my acne, I like you would not catch me dead leaving my house without makeup on. Like I would not even like drop my kids to school without covering ever. Like I woke up an extra half an hour early every morning because I wanted to cover every single pimple on my face. Like it really, really killed my confidence. I would have conversations with people and all I could think when I was face to face with somebody was, are they staring at my pimples? How does my skin look? Is my makeup rubbing off? Like it was such a strong insecurity of mine. And I was talking to my best friend and her sister was like, you know what you should try? You should really try this supplement called Mind Body Skin from Clearstem. I had like seen Clearstem online, but at that point, like I had tried so many different supplements, so many different topicals, so many different things that like I was just so nervous about trying anything new. And she was like, just trust me, try this, like buy a few of their products and get back to me. Happens to be, and like I believe in divine timing. Like I'm very big believer that like things happen as they're supposed to. The week she told me that, I ordered Mind Body Skin. That week, I got like a package that had like a PR package that had Clearstem products in it. And I was like, wow, like by chance I'm getting this. So I was like, let me flush everything out and just use these and see what happens. And after that, I pretty much became obsessed with Clearstem. Anybody who knows me knows my love for this brand. I like, not to sound dramatic, but if you are somebody that struggles with acne, you will understand when I say that like clearing your skin literally changes your life. And being introduced, like I owe my best friend's sister my life. I always say Clearstem literally changed my life because it gave me back my confidence. And it gave me back like the self-esteem that I was lacking because of my skin. I was at lunch today and my friend was like, your skin is glowing. And I was like, thank you so much. That's the Clearstem. But it really was a long journey. And I also want to point out that I really did try everything. I tried like food triggers. I cut things out of my diet. And like for me, cutting dairy out of my diet was probably the hardest thing I've ever done. And it didn't do anything. It didn't change anything in my skin. And my dermatologist was like, well, it's probably just hormonal. There's nothing I can do about it. And then I found Clearstem and it changed my skin. So that's my skin story.
Love it. And that is such a like, that's a sticking point for a lot of people. Like they get told that it's just hormones and then they're stuck. They're like, okay, well, what do I do about that? And yeah, a lot of the times hormones are just a piece of the puzzle. It's not the actual like root cause. For some
Yeah.
people it is, like if there's PCOS, but that's the biggest trap where I feel like women get stuck. So we love to myth bust that.
Yeah.
Speaking of such things, okay, so the things we do in our day-to-day life have a direct impact on our hormones. We have so much more control over our hormones than we realize. Dietary trigger. So there's root causes of acne, right? So there's the genetic piece. You know, acne usually runs in families. For me, it runs grade 4 cystic acne on both sides of my family, but most people will just have like one parent that had it. But there's usually a genetic component that makes us acneic. And that is extra skin protein that we make that makes our pores get clogged a little bit easier. So there's a genetic component, but then there's like root causes that like make it flare or make it worse. Think of these as like your big triggers. So dietary triggers are really, really important to know. Eggs are a huge one. Eggs, specifically egg whites. The egg white protein is basically albumin protein, and that can be inflammatory for a lot of people. Their immune system has a reaction to it. So it creates a lot of cystic acne in the lower face and the jawline and the neck. So eggs is a big internal dietary trigger. So is dairy, even raw dairy. All dairy has insulin-like growth factor hormones. It's the growth hormones from the mama cow to the baby cow, and they act on our hormone system. There's infection and inflammation. A lot of people, some people are walking around with H. pylori or some sort of gut bacteria that they're not aware of, and it can be a thing. So you want to make sure we're addressing that. Hormones, especially if you have PCOS, that is something that you'd want to get screened for. That is essentially your testosterone is a little bit too high. And then there's excess supplements, taking too much of a good thing, right? Like too much B12. That's a huge acne trigger. Or taking a hair, skin, and nail supplement that has a bunch of biotin in it. That supplement can break people out.
Well,
We
I
have,
made that mistake.
we all have.
I made that mistake postpartum. Like, I don't want my hair to fall out, and the biotin killed me.
Oh man, yeah, you'll have to tell people more about that. Yeah, dehydration's a big one. I think most people are aware that, hydration's important, but aiming for 3 liters of water a day, that's going to be your happy spot. You get a lot of hydration from your food, but drinking really good spring water, water with electrolytes throughout the day, aiming for 3 liters, that's really important. Digestion is a big one, and I like to encourage people to think of digestion in 2 parts. There's your gut microbiome, and then there's your actual stomach that's breaking down your food. Everyone pays attention to their gut microbiome, but it's the stomach where a lot of people need to give it a little bit more love. So we can dive more into that as we move on. If anyone has specific questions, and then of course, good old stress. Stress and blood sugar. So managing our stress is really important. Obviously, if you're alive and you have a pulse, you're going to have stress. But how we manage it and how we take care of excessive stress that's no longer serving us, that's really important for us to be mindful of, especially if we're, being parents and wives and taking care of other people. We have to make sure we're taking care of ourselves first. Blood sugar is another one. Maintaining stable blood sugar is really important for acne. When we get blood sugar spikes, this usually happens in the morning. When we get a blood sugar spike, it sets off a cascade of inflammation and it makes us produce more oil and it makes it harder for our body to fight off bacteria. So those are the internal root causes of acne. External, it's a lot simpler. Pore clogging ingredients and not enough exfoliation. That's usually what will do it as far as causing acne externally. The thing is though, pore clogging ingredients affect like 90% of people's acne. Like I have reviewed thousands of products in my experience as an esthetician, and we scan the entire ingredient deck for pore cloggers. And I gotta say, like 9 out of 10 products have some form of pore clogging filler agent that can break you out. And it can be in your skincare, your makeup, and your hair care. So if you get acne on your upper back or your shoulders, or it's on like the one side of your face predominantly, that's probably your hair conditioner. So that's why we encourage people to check everything. And then exfoliation. Exfoliation is really important, especially if you're naturally acne prone. How and when you do it is going to be unique to your skin type, your climate, but you want to do regular, consistent exfoliation instead of just, once or twice a month really aggressively. You want to do it moderately once or twice a week. Consistency is key with exfoliation so we can keep that excess keratin protein that we naturally make so that we can keep that in check. And then there are cases of acne where it is like primarily hormonal. And yeah, Joyce, if you want to tell people more about how you learned that and like what those symptoms and stuff were, how was that like for you? I think that'd be really helpful.
I mean, they say, and this is what they say that when your acne is primarily here, it's most likely hormonal. And I also did notice that it was constantly coming like when my period was coming and, obviously during pregnancy, it was like atrocious.
Mm.
And then postpartum, also your hormones are all out of whack. And like, you're super educated on this topic, but for me, it was really just like my dermatologist. Shh. No. You can't come in here right now.
Well, I have more makeup.
I'm sorry.
Mom,
So
I
cute.
can't do my makeup.
Sweetie, mommy's working. Can I have 5 minutes?
Fine.
Thank you, my love. Sorry. It's the story of my life. Now you know why I need time to do skincare every morning. I mean, they were the face of the new under eye patches. But essentially, I had a dermatologist just look at me and say, your acne is hormonal. Like, there's not really much I can do for you. Like, no explanation. I don't have PCOS. I had never had like any issues with my hormones in the past. So for somebody to look at me and be like, well, maybe you can try this or maybe you can try that, but there's nothing I can really do about your hormonal acne was like a gut punch. I was just like, so you have no solution for me. And that's when I started also looking into, I mean, I too look into like the ingredients of my shampoo, my conditioner, stuff like that. I never struggled with acne anywhere on my body. It was always on my face.
Oh, you're
But
lucky.
I started looking at the ingredients of everything I put on my skin and like looking online and what do these ingredients mean? And it just like drove me crazy. And then, like I said, I got introduced to Clearstem and everything went uphill from there. But it is a journey figuring out what's triggering your acne. I think like you explained, yes, it can be hormonal, but there are hormonal triggers. Like I knew that for me, first of all, stress was a very big trigger. Second of all, I was waking up in the morning. This is something that I have recently changed. I'm very proud of myself.
Ooh,
I was waking up in the morning and the first thing that I put in my mouth was coffee. Coffee with milk and like just like instead of drinking water or taking a probiotic or having something else to eat or drink before, I noticed that making that change actually changed my skin a lot. And I think that contributes to hormonal acne, like you said, like it's
cortisol.
yeah, the cortisol, the sugar, everything like that. First thing in the morning, I was like guzzling a giant coffee. I still do guzzle a giant coffee every morning. But I just have something before that. And also stress.
Protein powder. If you want to
Yeah.
have your coffee or your matcha first thing in the morning, do a scoop or a scoop and a half of vanilla protein powder. I like the one from Be Well by Kayleigh. You just do that, blend it up, and you have like a little coffee protein smoothie, and it does not have the inflammatory effects of just straight up chugging coffee.
Wait, I love that. That's such a great tip.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna start doing that. I also
It's
love
more
vanilla.
satisfying too because it
Yeah.
lasts longer and it's just like
Yeah.
a little coffee smoothie in the morning. And then you're getting your protein 30 by 30, right? 30 grams of protein within 30 minutes of waking up. It's a good goal for us ladies. So you can kill two birds with one stone with that
Yeah,
one.
I love it. I love it.
Now we're going to dive into some questions we received from Joyce's community, and then we'll kind of just open up the floor. Everybody feel free, use the chat, ask whatever questions you would like to Danielle and Joyce.
All right, why don't we do this one? Q&A with Joyce. Okay, so yeah, I think that people want to know the answers to these. Feel free to just dive in and you can share like anything else that you think might be useful for people too.
Okay, wait, the teenagers question, I don't have the answer to, but it is a question that I get asked constantly. So Danielle, you can answer that one because I get a lot of questions about that.
Okay. Yeah, so can teenagers take the Mind Body Skin supplement? Short answer, yes, it's great. Here's the caveat. And this is what I tell parents when they want to bring their teen into San Diego Acne Clinic. You got to have the awareness of diet. Otherwise, it's just going to be an uphill battle. So with teenagers, they have to do things in their own time. They have to have their own motivation. Otherwise, it's just, it doesn't work, right? It's like climbing Mount Everest. So the teen has to want it for themselves and they have to be willing to make a little bit of a sacrifice. For example, a lot of teenage boys are having a ton of dairy, cheese, milk, whey protein. They're having a ton of dairy. If they're not willing to change that, sure, they can take Mind Body Skin, but they're not really going to see that much of an improvement. It might get like 20% better. So it really depends on like alignment with goals and what you're trying to accomplish and setting expectations. But yes, teenagers are a great fit for Mind Body Skin. It's actually fantastic for them because it helps with detox. All right, what's the first step to help my skin after using harsh prescriptions? Oh, all right. First step to help your skin after harsh prescriptions. You want to make sure, I'm going to use the case of like tretinoin for this example, where you're kind of red, you're irritated, your skin's very sensitized. If that sounds like you and you're getting off of that product that you're using, what you want to do is preserve your barrier. That's number one, get your barrier back to healthy. So that means cool water in the morning. In the morning, you can just splash off with cool water. You don't necessarily need to do some big, deep cleanse, especially if what you put on the night before was non-pore clogging, right? So if you're on the Clearstem system and you're certain that your moisturizer from the night before didn't have any pore cloggers, you can just wake up and splash off gently or do a little toner cleanse or a micellar cleanse, something like that. But basically keep it cool, keep it short. That is how you avoid stripping moisture from your skin at the start of your day. And then you want to do moisture stacking. So you can do thinnest to thickest with your hydrating products. So that's where you do your hyaluronic acid based serums, like for example, Cell-Renew. You'd be doing Cell-Renew. Well, actually, okay, depends on if you have the full regimen. If you have if you have skin spray all day, which I highly recommend because it's a wonderful, wonderful tool for everyone. If you have skin spray all day, you could wake up, do your little splash cleanse, do your skin spray. Let it absorb, let it calm down the skin. It kind of has this like, it prompts your skin to heal. It has these like healing mechanisms in there. So you would let that kind of do its thing. And it's also nice and cooling, which is great for skin that's been irritated. So ideally, you do your skin spray, you go have your protein coffee, come back, and then you layer thinnest to thickest with your serums like Cell-Renew. Do a layer of that, let it absorb. If your skin is really dry and irritated, it might absorb quickly, and then you're able to do another one. So I would double up on the Cell-Renew. It's also incredibly calming. So it helps to relax the skin and calm the redness down while your barrier is also healing. So you would do that. And then depending on what else you need, you could add another layer of moisturizer, or you could just go straight to the UR Sunshine SPF. The UR Sunshine SPF is really important, not just because it's acne safe. Most sunscreens are actually extremely pore clogging. Ours is acne safe. And that's a special thing about it. But what makes it the most special in this case is that it's 21% zinc. It's a mineral, aka physical sunscreen, which is the only kind you want. So that means it's either zinc or titanium when you're looking for sunscreen, right? All the other ones that have the chemical sounding names, we don't really like those, right? You want zinc and titanium. The more zinc, the better. UR Sunshine SPF has 21% zinc, which is like double things like Elta MD, for example. So even other like highly rated SPFs, ours has double the amount of zinc. So zinc is really calming, it's anti-inflammatory, and fun fact, it's actually what diaper cream is mainly made of because it calms the skin down. It's a skin protectant. So even if you're not going to go outside or like be in the sun, if you are trying to get your skin barrier healthy after something harsh, you would still want to do that just because of the skin protectant quality. So that can be your day. You can do Cell-Renew and sunscreen. And then at night, if your skin is, if you're on a sensitivity protocol, you would do a lukewarm cleanse and make it really, really gentle. You would just do gentle clean, very gently. Don't be tugging the skin. Do like lukewarm water, like what you would bathe a baby in, nothing hot. So yeah, keeping it really, really mellow. And then after that, you pat dry and then immediately put on Cell-Renew again while your skin is still a little bit moist. It's going to absorb it better. I would do 2 layers of Cell-Renew and then I would actually do the Hydra Berry Moisture Mask because that one is designed to seal in the barrier and be extremely calming. So for harsh prescription, skin that's been sensitized, keep it simple. Do gentle clean as your cleanser, skin spray all day, Cell-Renew, and Hydra Berry. And then for sunscreen, you would do UR Sunshine.
I wear SPF every single day. I can't believe people still don't.
As you should. Yeah, you get UV exposure even from indoor lighting and from windows. And it's also just a habit too. Just like it's the habit, the cumulative
It's
protection.
the habit. It's part of my routine now.
Yeah. And that one's it's so calming. You can do it under eyes too. Most sunscreens you can't put right there because it'll burn.
Also, I think every other sunscreen under the sun has made me break out, but that's
Most sunscreens do. Sunscreen and moisturizer are the top 2 skincare things that break everyone out. That's why all the acne girlies are like, we're terrified to use sunscreen.
Yeah.
For
so
good
many people
reason.
like, but it makes me get pimples. And I'm like, protect your skin. What's here? What's an underrated
What is an underrated skincare tip or product that you think everyone should use? I want to know your perspective. I'm sure you try a ton of things.
Well, first of all, okay, I'll tell you my product that I think everyone should use from Clearstem. I live and die by the Bright Me Out.
Yeah.
I promise you, I wash my face in the morning. I put on my Bright Me Up and I'm like, oh, I'm instantly prettier. Like it genuinely makes your skin look different in the moment, which is so rare to see from products. Like a lot of the time, I feel like you're using a product and like waiting to see it make a difference. Bright Me Up, I feel like I use it and it like visibly makes my skin tone look better and brighter. I tell everybody that's like the most underrated product that everyone should use. A skincare tip. I don't know if I'm like falling for the propaganda, but I do not dry my face with like a hand towel anymore. I use single-use towels.
Okay.
I think they're great. I just know that like I look at like the laundry machines and I'm like, there's got to be dust in there. There's got to be like, there's too much going on for me to be wiping my face with this twice a day. So I use single-use towels now. I think that's an underrated skincare tip. Again, I could just be like falling for something that doesn't make a difference. I think it does make a difference, but the products I think everyone should use. But there's other ones that I also think everyone should use.
List them out. I want to know everything you love.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to tell you guys what my routine looks like. We'll go to my routine and then I will tell you like what my absolute favorites are. The Gentle Clean is obviously like a necessity because it's my face wash. Like I have to wash my face twice a day. So you can't live without that. And I will say that whenever people ask me about this face wash, a lot of other cleansers, I find that when you use them, they make your face feel tight afterwards. Like it feels like it's stripping your skin. It doesn't feel like it's good for your skin. It feels like very dried out and tight after. Whereas Gentle Clean, I don't feel that way at all. Like it really just lathers nicely and makes my skin feel good afterwards. The Bounce Back I have been using consistently for probably since I got introduced to Clearstem. So it's been a while. And I will say I haven't done Botox in a very long time. So it really does work. Fun fact about me, Botox actually does not work for me. My body metabolizes it too quickly. So Bounce Back is pretty much my Botox. Hydra Glow is the thing that I think about Hydra Glow is that you can tell it's not clogging your pores on when you look at the consistency.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know how to put this into words, but every other moisturizer is like, this is thick and hydrating, but not in a way that makes you feel like you're just like covering up every pore on your skin. It's almost like gel-like. Like it's not this like super thick, super cloggy consistency, which you can tell right off the bat, and you put it on your skin and it literally makes you glow. Like it's called Hydra Glow for a reason. My sister-in-law actually started using that and she like started sending me pictures and was like, everyone's complimenting me on my skin. And I'm like, it's the Hydra Glow.
It's a holy grail. That product is like the best entry point to the brand, I think.
Yes.
It works for like
start using that. You're like, oh wait, I need everything. The Bright Me Up I told you guys about. That's like my ultimate favorite product on earth. And Mind Body Skin, which changed my life. So if you're looking for a supplement for hormonal acne, that is the one for you. There is also hair, skin, nails. I don't personally take a hair supplement anymore because I don't feel like I need it, but I did take it for a while and it didn't make me break out. I was like, let me test this out to see before I tell everybody to use it, because I really do like stand strongly on that. Like I would never tell anybody to buy something that I don't personally use. And I was like, oh my God, no biotin. This is a game changer. And people are like, what do you mean? I take this, I take that, but I'm breaking out. Do you think it's from this? And I'm like, yeah, there's a huge acne trigger in there. That's actually something that I did know beforehand because I realized it after I was postpartum. But those are my essentials. I did recently incorporate Cell Renew into my routine.
How are you using that? Are you doing Cell Renew in the day and Bounce Back at night, or what?
I'm doing Cell Renew in the day and Bounce Back at night, which I think has been great for my skin. I do feel like I have some scars and discoloration, so I think Cell Renew is perfect for me. Is there anything else I use? Oh, I also use the vitamin C scrub a couple times a week. I just feel like I need to exfoliate once or twice a week. That's a great one.
Are you using Clarity?
I am using Clarity every single day.
Okay.
That one's
Are
in
you
every
letting
day.
it sit alone? Are you letting it sit alone for about 10 or
Yes.
15 minutes? Okay,
Yes.
good.
I put it on at night. I only use it at night. I let it sit alone for about like almost like 20 minutes. And then I do the rest of my routine. I wasn't doing that for the first week I was using it. And then I realized I was doing it wrong. So I would say for the last couple of months, I like figured out my routine. I started with Clarity. I started slow with that.
Mhm.
Whenever I incorporate a new product, though, I pretty much do that. I don't like just start using it every single day right off the bat. But yeah, my whole entire routine is Clearstem. If you guys couldn't tell, they couldn't fit all the products I use on one page.
Well, you don't need to use any other brand because it covers all the bases. It's
Yeah.
for those who aren't exactly sure what our core ethos is, it's that we're anti-aging and anti-acne simultaneously. Normally, acne products fight with your anti-aging products and vice versa. Like acne products dry your skin, that damages your barrier and that makes you get UV damage faster. So if your skin is being dried out from acne products, you're also aging faster. And that's that trap that so many of us get stuck in, right? We're using like benzoyl peroxide and harsh retinols and things like that to try to control our acne, but then it's making us age faster. But then all of the anti-aging products that you would want to use, the filler agents, the filler ingredients are pore clogging. So it's like your skincare routines canceling each other out. So Clearstem got rid of that and we made it non-toxic and we're constantly like upgrading the clinical actives so that people just keep getting better and better results. So yeah, I'm glad your whole routine is Clearstem. It's
Yeah.
actually made literally for you, the girl who like is still acne prone but wants to age well.
Yes, exactly. And I just like that it's kind of like a no-brainer, not like a no-brainer. Obviously, it like takes time to do my skincare, but in the morning, as some of you may know, I have 4 very small children based on them coming in here 42 times in the last 20 minutes. But I really need something that I'm not going to have to think about every morning. I wake up a little bit earlier than my kids, which is early, but I need that time to like do my skincare. For me, it is therapy to like sit in front of my mirror. My fun fact, actually, this is like a little off topic, but my husband and I have 2 bathrooms in our bedroom. One of
Nice.
them is our bathroom, which is like where we both shower and where his vanity is. And then I have my bathroom that is quite literally just a skincare bathroom. It's not even where I do makeup. This room where I'm in right now is where I do makeup. I have a skincare bathroom. I never shower in there. I just have a counter with like my perfume on one side, and the whole other side of my counter is every Clearstem product known to man lined up against the mirror. I wish I had a picture of it. I do. I'll like share it with you guys at some point, but I have a skincare bathroom, and that time for myself every morning taking care of my skin is so important to me. First of all, it feels like therapy. And second of all, becoming a mom doesn't mean that we don't want to take care of ourselves. And especially after childbirth with A, the hormones, B, the aging, because having kids does age you, like the weight fluctuations and stuff like that. So taking care of my skin is very important to me, and having that time in the morning, but like also not having to think about it. Like I have the same products on repeat. I know what I use in the morning. I know what I use at night is kind of great. I love it.
Love that. And the investment in yourself, like that, I love that you wake up early intentionally so that you can take care of yourself before you mom and wife all day. Like
Yeah.
that is so, so, so important. I mean, moms have the hardest job in the world, and we're big advocates for people taking some time for themselves to get centered because managing your cortisol and your stress, like that is, it's just integral. It's just like, step one of good skin and good health. So it's great that you do that. Speaking of such things, in a couple of weeks, I believe it's on the 10th, March 10th, we have a little launch coming up and it's all about the me time. So
Ooh,
yes,
I love me
you're gonna
time.
love it. I think it's got your name written all over it. Um, Shay, am I allowed to say what it is?
We can't say what it is
Okay.
yet. I wish we could, but stay tuned on social
Yay.
to
Tell us
let
the
know.
secret.
Guys, I wish we could. I'm sorry, but we will be having a virtual launch party for the product. So that's going to be so much fun. And Danielle and Kayleigh will go all into the product, into the ingredients. It's literally so exciting, you guys. I can't wait. I can't wait to try it. Like I'm freaking out. So, but thank you guys so much. We're just gonna for the last little bit open it up to Q&A. I'll let people unmute themselves if they'd like to come on and chat. Feel free to also use the virtual chat as well. And then you guys, we have 26% off your order until midnight tonight if you use the code Joyce Chab. Guys, this is so amazing. So excited. This is even a little bit more than our sale going on right now. It's exclusively for you guys. We love our community so much. So until midnight tonight, go check that out. And then I'm gonna pick two winners for our giveaway. So I'm just gonna randomly select two people. If you could please just DM the Clearstem skincare Instagram account with your name and your email and your shipping address, and I will send you a little surprise. So I'm gonna choose Audrey Crisp and Peyton Hamill. Sorry if I said that wrong. But Audrey Crisp and Peyton Hamill, I'll write it in the chat as well. But congratulations, guys. And yeah, the floor is your guys's to ask any questions. Let me see. I just need to be able to unmute everybody.
I'm so happy for these winners.
Yeah, I know. It's so exciting.
Margot has
Oh, I'm so sorry. Can you guys unmute yourself? There you go. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So Margot had a really good question. What do you recommend to use after a microneedling session? First of all, love microneedling. Definitely get microneedling done before you consider doing lasers. All right. The laser family, there's a ton of different lasers out there. They all have different functions. Laser hair removal is fantastic, but like once you get into like lasers for your skin, like you got to be careful. Lasers can backfire. I went through really difficult periods with my skin because of laser complications. So anyway, my point is microneedling is much better to do in terms of like the professional treatments. It's a really, really great treatment for nearly everybody. It's way less expensive than lasers and you don't have as much downside or risk. So microneedling is when they numb your face and they do little micro pinpoint wounds with a needling device. And what that does is it stimulates collagen. It helps with post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation, the brown spots that are left over. It's really great for acne scars and wrinkles, and just like just natural age prevention, healthy aging. What you want to do right after it though is use Cell Renew. Cell Renew is what you want to do post-procedure, whether it's laser, peel, microneedling. Cell Renew, the blue serum, is fantastic. That's our calming serum, and it helps with scar damage. It helps with inflammation, and it really hydrates the skin and gives it the stem cells so it can repair and regenerate optimally. So Cell Renew and You Are Sunshine, those are the two things I would do post-treatment, especially microneedling. All right, what else do we have here for as questions? Okay, best way to treat stubborn cystic acne spots. I'm already using Clearstem products, but got them pre-Clearstem and they stuck around. Jacqueline, I feel you. All right, best way to treat stubborn cystic acne. Ice roll. You want to ice roll? If you don't have an ice roller, you can do an ice pack. Cystic acne it's largely lymphatic fluid. So there's the pore that's clogged. It's got the skin protein, probably some product residue, some bacteria. But when it's cystic and it's large and like, kind of has its own pulse, there's lymphatic fluid in there and it's coming out of your skin. So when you do an ice roller or an ice pack, you actually want to do it with like medium to firm pressure, almost guiding that lymphatic fluid back into the body so it can get reabsorbed and excreted properly. That way you can actually get to the root of the breakout, which is like the keratin protein and the clogged pore, the oil, like the actual clog. So keep doing ice rolling and you can do that like 10 times a day. And it's totally fine. You can't overdo it. And that should help with the inflammation drastically. And then Clarity, you'll still want to do Clarity every night to keep dissolving the stuff that's breaking you out. That's what Clarity does. It dissolves the stuff that's in your pore, breaking you out. So yeah, keep doing that. And then we also have a sulfur mask and spot treatment that is super powerful. You can do that once a week all over for prevention, or you can do it on cystic spots. It works on blackheads too. And you can do it on entire areas for, 15, 30 minutes, whatever. Rinse it off and then do your ice rolling and your clarity. So those three things: sulfur spot and mask, clarity, and ice rolling. That will get rid of cystic acne in a matter of days. And then if it keeps coming back, mind, body, skin. Mind, body, skin is where you get to the preventing of the acne.
Mind, body, skin is life.
Yeah, it's the only thing that's kept me clear after all
Yeah.
the medications I've done. And the cool thing about it is mind, body, skin is you can take it like kind of bespoke. Like some people only take it pre-PMS because that's the only time of the month they need it. And that works great for them. Some people just take one a day instead of the two or three. That's all they need. And some people just take it when they're having, like a bad period. Like some people are like, my skin's fine right now, and now I'm in a breakout period. So they just take it like as needed, and it works for all different types of acne. So yeah, it helps with estrogen dominance. It helps with liver and lymph detox, helps with oil, helps with inflammation. It really is like a very whole body way to prevent new acne.
I do
All right,
ice roll
Molly
too.
Smith started breaking out on her back randomly about a year ago. Oh my gosh, that is probably body wash or conditioner, Molly. Definitely use our checker and check your body wash and your hair conditioner. So if you're prone to body acne at all, stay away from Dr. Bronner's body wash and Dove body wash. Those two things will clog you up like there's no tomorrow.
Dove actually made my face break out.
Doesn't surprise me.
Yeah,
Dove made my face break out because I was using it on my hair. This is
Uh-huh.
going back years, and I remember like seeing a distinct change when I used it while I was on a trip. Like I forgot my shampoo, and I went to the pharmacy and I bought Dove, and it made my face break out.
Yeah, the other products leave this like waxy residue behind. It's gross.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
switched my conditioner and shampoos probably like 3 times since. Yeah,
Did you use our checker each time then?
no, I haven't used the checker. I should do that. I don't know if you know much about Redken, but that's the current one I'm using now.
So shampoos are generally going to be acne safe for the most part. Most conditioners are not. Conditioner is like lotion for your hair. So it has like a similar formulation, like, ethos, if you will. So use our checker. That's the only way to do it because you could switch it up, but you're very likely to just switch it to another conditioner that has different pore cloggers. Shea butter, isopropyl myristate, coconut oil, those are really, really common in most conditioners, even the expensive ones. So just use our checker.
Oh,
I will drop one in the chat that is fine. Hair conditioner. It's L'Oreal, and it just happens to be acne safe. All right. It's just like a happy accident.
oh,
But as of today, it is safe. L'Oreal Mega Moisture Conditioner.
okay, thank you.
Yeah,
That's
you
good
can
to
get
know.
that on Amazon.
Okay,
Yeah.
great.
It's a tub and it has a green top.
Okay, got it. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
That's so good to
Danielle.
know.
Oh, sorry. I actually wanted
Hi.
to ask a quick question. I've been using Clearstem for a while, and I tried the Bright Eyes eye cream like gel, but it was the old like packaging. I don't know if the formulation changed at all, but that one had kind of given my under eyes like an irritation, like where it got red and kind of itchy and dry.
Really?
And I wasn't sure what it was, so I just didn't use it again. And then I started working with a health practitioner, got testing done, and learned that I'm sensitive to caffeine. And
Oh,
I learned that through a blood test. So I wasn't sure because I know I tried the matcha eye patches, which I don't know if the formulation's different, but I've been trying to find an eye cream that I can use. I'm 25. I'm trying to do it more preventatively. I don't have like dark circles, but I feel like I'm kind of coming up with a challenge of trying to find an eye cream that doesn't have caffeine or can have that brightening like element to it without
int-
potentially irritating my skin because my
okay.
whole like eye and eyebrows will get like kind of red and like really dry and itchy. And I'm not
That's
really
not
sure.
fun.
but
Hmm.
I love all the other products. It's just that's kind of like giving me an issue.
Got it. Okay. Well, use it on your lips because Bright Eyes actually kind of doubles as like a lip treatment, so you don't have to
Okay.
waste it.
Okay.
Honestly, keep putting it on your lips. I literally sit here with one. It's like this is like my desk, right? This is like one of my little workstations on my couch, and I
Hmm.
literally have Bright Eyes everywhere. And like throughout the day on my meetings, I'm constantly putting on Bright Eyes. Like it really, really works for your lips. So my point is, you don't have to waste the one you bought. It is still very
Okay.
useful. But as far as finding you a new eye cream, I would stick with more of the creams if I were you. I don't know of any off the top of my head that would be acne safe, but a cream version is generally going to be a little better for like sensitive skin. Just they tend to
Hmm.
be. Gels are usually more like cooling or more like high performance. They're just different. So I think a cream would be better for you. And if you're looking for brightening around, are you talking about brightening the skin or like under eye circles? Because that will guide us differently.
I'm more so trying to think of like under eye circles. I was also
Okay.
contemplating getting bounce back to like preventatively think of like fine lines. I don't know if I'm kind of getting ahead of myself, but
That's what I was gonna say. You could Cell Renew and Bounce Back. I put them both under here as well.
I have Cell Renew. I haven't been putting it all the way up to my eyes, but I just got it a while ago and love it so far. But I'll try bringing that up and then maybe get bounce back to go with it, I guess.
Well, since everyone's so different, just test patch. You could do a little bit of Cell Renew, right there, see how you do.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think just testing it and just finding what works for you. But I put both of those serums all up near my eyes too.
Okay. Well, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Of course.
Joyce, Rachel is asking what makeup brands or specific products you like that don't make you break out. Do you have any suggestions?
Oh my gosh, that's such a good question because I actually have no idea what makes me break out or why it makes me break out per se. I don't know necessarily, like, don't take my word for it that it's acne safe. These are just the things that I use that don't make me break out. Oh, you know what does make you break out? I actually have it right here. Hula makes you break out. This makes you break out big time. So I don't use that anymore. That one's really old, but I should start using the checker on the website. I really like Natasha Denona. Very underrated makeup brand, but that does not make me break out at all. Westman Atelier is one of my favorite makeup brands of all time.
Me
I
too.
use everything of theirs. We're actually in my makeup room right now, so I'll just show you. These little bronzing drops are amazing.
And I checked the Westman Atelier, the blush and the bronzer in our pore-clogging checker, and it is acne safe. And
Oh,
so
that's great.
yeah, so we also have some graphics posted on our Instagram feed of acne safe makeup recs. So if anybody, if you don't follow us already, definitely go look at our page. We post from time to time some really good recommendations, and we triple check all of them through our pore clogging checker, so we know that they're safe for our community. So that's good too.
Oh, I really should start doing that. I have like pretty much just like assigned myself to trial and error over the last 10 years. But I will say that none of my Natasha Denona or Westman Atelier products have ever broken me out. And that's pretty much what I stick to on like a day-to-day basis. There are a lot that do break me out. If we can get into those if you want. But Kosas actually breaks me out. I'm so sorry if you guys are fans, but
There's a couple
Kosas
pore cloggers and some other stuff.
yeah, Kosas breaks me out. People love Merit. Merit breaks me out.
The
Not sure
stick?
what. The might be the primer that I used, but it broke me out.
Okay. Just
It
run
also
everything
like
through the checker.
I also am just like I have sensitive skin. I have had
Yeah.
like dermatitis. I get psoriasis on my scalp. Like any skin issue that you could have, I've had it. So I have to use like special shampoo and conditioner because I get psoriasis on my scalp. Not fun stuff, but I do take my makeup very serious. Like, and I also love makeup, which is also super hard when you are somebody that struggles with acne. I've always loved makeup, but so much of it has always made me break out.
Yeah.
So
Um,
finding
Annie
what works.
Lawless actually has some really good makeup that's completely acne safe. She did a really good job on her formula. So if you're a makeup
Which
girly,
one?
Annie Lawless. It's just called Lawless.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Foundations
I
are
use her
acne
lip
safe.
products.
Yeah. And then her pressed powder is as well. And they're really good coverage, like really good, like makeup.
Okay, that's great to know.
Yeah. Okay, question for you guys. What kind of makeup would y'all want to see from Clearstem? I would love it if we could unmute and like have a real convo about it because we're thinking about makeup, but we really want to know what people want from us before we would make that sort of huge investment.
I would
A
want,
tinted SPF. A tinted SPF, please.
yeah, I would want like a dupe of the Charlotte Tilbury Halo Glow or like Elf made one, but I feel like both of those have pore cloggers in them. I
Okay.
get so many compliments on my skin, like just from using Clearstem products, but like using a product like that. Like, luckily, those don't make me break out, but like it just makes everything more glowy and healthy looking.
Cool. Thank you.
I was gonna say a tinted like SPF blush if possible. I use the Road blush a lot. And then the CL blush I had tried, but it broke me out. And I know they're all about like SPF acne safe makeup, but I used a Clearstem checker and it had said that it wasn't safe after I bought it, unfortunately. So I think an
Mm,
SPF blush could be cool because I feel like people are moving into the wave of like blush and like minimal glowy makeup. I think that could be
yeah,
really cool.
totally. Do you guys all use primers?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think you guys
Yeah.
would
Yeah.
make an amazing primer.
Yeah.
I think a
I
tinted
found that
there would be also awesome. Like a Hydro Glow, but tinted would be.
Ooh,
Hmm.
yes.
that could be cool.
Very cool. Okay. Highlighter. Yeah, we love highlighter, right? Okay, let's see here. Let me see if there's any other questions that I can address. Abby said, yeah, benzoyl peroxide wrecked her barrier. Yeah. Um, Tori, you always have the best energy. Thanks for being on here, love. All right. Okay, guys. Oh, okay. Switching to single-use towels has changed my skin. Hey, that's something to experiment with. Just going in the chat here. Single-use towels, if you're really, really broken out and you're struggling, give it a shot. We got to test things for ourselves, right? And everyone's skin and their home environment is so unique. So yeah, I encourage you guys to test, but only ever change one thing at a time. Don't like get an overhaul and then dive in. Like if you want to test what's working for your skin and create like your perfect system, just test one thing at a time. Um, get any new change to your routine, give it like minimum 3 weeks before you change something else. That way you can really be sure of what everything is doing or not doing for your skin. Got to be scientists. All right, Mila. Hi, Mila. What are the causes of small forehead bumps? Not necessarily pimples. They never come to a head. Could it be rosacea? Okay, so small forehead bumps. So sometimes there's something called sebaceous hyperplasia. I also get that. Super fun. It's basically, it would be a pimple if it had more courage, but it's basically just a hyperactive oil gland and they kind of like ebb and flow with your hormones and with heat and with caffeine. So if you have these like flesh colored bumps that don't go away and they're not extractable, but they just stay there forever, that is probably sebaceous hyperplasia. The Bright Me Up toner is phenomenal at getting rid of those tiny stubborn bumps. I also get sebaceous hyperplasia. My dad, I literally got my dad's skin. He's got them everywhere. And I have one like right here in the middle of my eyebrows that anytime I have too much caffeine, it like flares up. And then I have a few that just like they don't go away. Like generally you have to burn them off. They're so stubborn, they don't go away. But our Bright Me Up toner is dissolving them. So if you have just mystery bumps on your skin that are just not responding to other things, definitely try the Bright Me Up because it is incredibly powerful, but it also doesn't strip your skin. And kind of like Joyce said, like you feel really good after using it. It gives you like
Yeah.
a an energetic glow. It's a
Yeah.
little bit
It
warming.
brings, I think it like gives your face life. Like when you wake up in the
Yeah.
morning, you feel like your skin is very dull. I use my Bright Me Up, and I actually also used to have a little bit of those small bumps on my forehead, and I no longer have them. But I do feel like I wake up and I'm like, oh, I look so dull. I look so gross, like my morning face. And then the Bright Me Up like literally wakes up my skin.
Yeah, and it starts to reduce melasma even in like less than a week. One of our clinical trial participants, she had really dark skin, probably like Fitzpatrick 5, and then she had some like really aggressive melasma on her cheek that looked like it was from pregnancy. Like that is deep melasma, right?
Yeah.
It shrank by like 50% in like a couple of weeks. It was insane how effective it was. So yeah, I encourage everyone to try the Bright Me Up. Use your discount, get the Bright Me Up if you haven't already, and then if you have not tried Hydroglow, Hydroglow is a cult favorite, and then Gentle Clean is actually our like number 2 bestseller. People love Gentle Clean, so yeah, that's where I would start if I was you guys. Bright Me Up, Hydroglow, Gentle Clean. And if you've got like an acne that's still forming and still coming, and you haven't quite gotten a handle on it yet internally, Mind, Body, Skin.
Thank you guys so much. I'm
Thanks,
just
lady.
gonna end the recording now.